Good morning, students. Welcome to the subject of business organization and management. We are dealing with unit number 1, that is all about directing and leadership. Under this unit, we have already completed with the portion of directing with the related concepts. Here, we have also started with the leadership. What is leadership? The meaning and definition. We have checked out with the characteristics and even the types of leaderships we have seen, wherein we have checked with 3 types of leadership: autocratic leadership, democratic leadership, and free rein style, right, which can be adopted by the manager of the organization to achieve different goals in different situations. So what we can understand is that one type of leadership may not be always advisable for every situation. That means for every situation there may be different types of leadership that can be adopted, through which then the work can be taken up from the employees or maybe the subordinates. એટલે મેનેજર છે એ જુદી જુદી પ્રકારની લીડરશિપ નેતૃત્વ પોતાના હાથમાં લઈ અને પછી એમ્પ્લોઈઝ પાસેથી, સહકર્મચારીઓ પાસેથી અલગ અલગ પ્રકારનું જે ટાસ્ક છે અથવા તો ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ અચીવ કરવાના છે એ મેળવી શકે છે. That we have seen in the previous portion. We have also checked out with the benefits and the limitations of each types, right? We have checked with the say the situations also, that where the typical type of leadership can be adopted. We have already seen the essential qualities of the leader, that to be a good leader there are certain characteristics which should be present in a person. Then and then he can be a good person or maybe a good leader, and he can be a good influencer. Like he must be energetic, he must be emotionally stable, right? He must have the knowledge about the human relations, he must have good communication skill, he should be a good guide and a teacher, right? He should be having technical and social competence, he should be full of self-confidence, he should be honest, he should be creative, and likewise we have seen so many different types of characteristics. If present in a leader, then he can influence the group of people very well and take the work from them, right? So that is all we have seen in the fifth point, that is essential qualities of leader. We have also checked out with the importance of leadership, but here I am repeating it one more time, that why it is so important to take up with the leadership. That means નેતૃત્વ એક યુનિટમાં, એક ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં, એક એકમમાં કરવું શું કામ જરૂરી છે? Because number 1, it improves the motivation and morale. That means it improves motivation, એટલે પ્રોત્સાહન આપી શકે છે. A good leader can always motivate, he can increase or he can raise up the morale of the people, right? And he can influence the behavior of the individuals in such a manner that they can achieve the goals of the enterprise at the end. That is why leadership is very important. કોઈ પણ કાર્ય જ્યારે સમૂહમાં things done through others એ રીતે કરવાનું છે ત્યારે સારું નેતૃત્વ ન હોય, if there is no person to guide or lead the group, then ultimately the group efforts will be in vain, અથવા તો એ group efforts એટલું constructive અથવા તો positive કામ આપી શકતી નથી. That is why it is very important to have the proper leadership. The second reason to have leadership is it acts as a motive power to group efforts. मैं हमણાં જ વાત કરી કે leadership serves as a motive power, right? If group efforts are there, group is working together, right? People in the group are working together. But if the power is not there, the power to direct, the power to guide the people is not there, then ultimately it will not give you the result. So it leads the group to a good leadership will always lead to a good level of performance through its consistent, that means persistent efforts and impact on human relations. Means taking into consideration the human relationship, always a good leader can take up the group efforts to different performance level, right? Third point is it acts as an aid to authority. That means the use of authority alone will not always help to get the desired result. It is the leadership that acts as a helping hand to the authority, say by influencing, by inspiring and initiating actions. That means at times influence કરે છે લોકોને, ઇન્સ્પાયર કરે છે એમ્પ્લોઈઝને કે સહકર્મચારીઓને, અને ઇનિશિએટ કરે છે, કામને ઉપાડે છે, અથવા પોતે આગળ આવીને કામ કરવાની પોતાની વિલિંગનેસ દેખાડે છે. તો એના દ્વારા it helps the higher authorities to take the work from the bottom level employees or maybe the subordinates. So it acts like a help to the authority. Next important point is that it is needed at all the levels of management. We have checked in the previous session that it is required at all the levels. If management or maybe say leadership, if taken at a single level, that will not give the result. It plays a pivotal role in at all the levels of management. That means it is very crucial at all the levels, because what happens in the absence of effective leadership, જો ઇફેક્ટિવ લીડરશિપ નથી તો મેનેજમેન્ટ ક્યારેય ડિઝાયર્ડ રિઝલ્ટ્સ મેળવી શકતું નથી. સો ઇટ ઇઝ વેરી ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ for the management also and for the organization to have the effective leadership at all the levels, right? Next point that is coming up is it rectifies the imperfectness of formal organization. See, no organizational structure can provide all the types of relationships, and people with common interest may work beyond the confines of formal relations. Every time you will not be able to get the results out of formal relationship. At that time, informal relations are more effective in controlling and regulating the behavior. હવે આ informal relations છે એ કોણ ડેવલપ કરી શકે? તો ઇફેક્ટિવ લીડરશિપ દ્વારા આવી informal relationship એમ્પ્લોયી સાથે, સબોર્ડિનેટ સાથે ડેવલપ કરી અને પછી એન્ટરપ્રાઇઝના ગોલ્સ છે એ એકોમ્પ્લિશ કરી શકાય છે. Next, sixth one comes up is it provides the basis for cooperation, right? So effective leadership increases a kind of understanding between the subordinates and the management, and thus promotes a kind of cooperation among them. સહકારથી એકબીજાના સહકારથી કામ કરી શકે છે, એવી ટાઈપનું બ્રિજિંગ કરી શકે છે, એવી ટાઈપની અન્ડરસ્ટેન્ડિંગ સમજણ ડેવલપ કરી શકે છે between the management and the co-workers. So this helps to get the effective results. So these are considered to be 6 such points of importance which tells us that why leadership is so much important in an organization. એક ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનની અંદર, એક સંસ્થાની અંદર, એક બિઝનેસની અંદર, એક એકમની અંદર લીડરશિપ વગર, સાચા નેતૃત્વ વગર આ બધું જે આપણે અત્યારે ડિસ્કસ કર્યું એ કદાચ શક્ય થાય નહીં. So it is very important to have the leadership there, right? Next point that we are going to deal is about the types of leader. As I told you earlier also કે કોઈ એક પ્રકારનો લીડર છે એ દરેક વખતે લીડરશિપ લઈને કાર્ય કરાવી શકતો નથી. સો ડિફરન્ટ ટાઈપ્સ ઓફ લીડર્સ આર દેર, means with the different characteristics, right? So these characteristics are bifurcated, or these characteristics are then emphasized in the different types of leader. Here we are going to study few of the types of leader. Mind you, types of leadership નથી, આ types of leader છે. કેટલી પ્રકારના નેતાઓ હોય, કેટલી પ્રકારના lead people હોય who have got different characteristics with them or in them, and because of them they are considered to be a typical types, as we are going to study now. Like number one, it is autocratic leaders. હવે autocratic leader ની ખાસિયત શું છે? તો કે he is the one who wants to lead the organization all by himself. Autocratic itself means the one who is interested to have a complete control over the employees. તો એ પ્રકારનો લીડર છે કે જેની અંદર ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનને પોતાની રીતે ચલાવવા માગે છે, એને ઓટોક્રેટિક લીડર કહેવાય. He frames the objectives and wants the employees to achieve them. એ પોતે જ objectives અથવા તો સે ધ્યેય નક્કી કરે છે, એમ્સ નક્કી કરે છે, ઓબ્જેક્ટિવ્સ ગોલ્સ નક્કી કરે છે, અને પછી એ મેળવવા માટે એમ્પ્લોઈઝને એ પ્રેરે છે અથવા તો એમ્પ્લોઈઝને તૈયાર કરે છે, right? He believes that followers do not have ability to do the job effectively. That is very, very important, that he is such a kind of leader that he feels that every kind of ability is available in him, and the employees are totally, or maybe the followers are totally unable to complete their work efficiently or effectively. That is why most of the time it is this, that he himself leads, he himself gives the instructions and orders, and he wants the followers to follow it strictly. right? Next area comes up, or next characteristic is he does not delegate the authority to the followers. Naturally એને પોતાની રીતે આખું ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટ કે ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન ચલાવવું છે ત્યારે he is not going to delegate એટલે સોંપવું. શું સોંપવાનું નથી ઈચ્છતો? ઓથોરિટી, સત્તા કોઈને આગળ લેવલ ઉપર અથવા એના ફોલોવર્સને સોંપી શકતો નથી. He uses the reward punishment technique to get the work done from his followers. Moreover, he has this habit that તમે સારું કાર્ય કરો છો તો રિવોર્ડ મળશે અને નથી કરતા તો પનિશમેન્ટ મળશે. Generally this technique is adopted by these autocratic type of leaders. That means they are such kind of leaders who are not interested in delegating the authority. They want their work to be done by themselves. That means by on their own terms and conditions. They create their own objectives and they want the employees to follow it, right? They also believe that followers do not have any ability to take the work effectively or complete the work effectively. Moreover, he uses the technique of reward and punishment to get the work done from the followers. So these are the characteristics, or this is the description about the autocratic type of leader. Coming up to the next leader is intellectual leader. Now what is this leader all about? Now he wins the confidence of the followers by his intelligence, right? Most of the time he is a kind of influencer, in the sense that he influences the people or group of people or maybe employees through his intelligence. That means intelligence is the main characteristic that he holds, and people get say or considers him leader because of his intelligence, right? The advices of such leader is sought in a big business house or concerns. That means આવા પ્રકારના લીડરનું કામ જનરલી બિગ હાઉસીસમાં, બિગ બિઝનેસ હાઉસીસમાં અથવા તો બિગ બિઝનેસ કન્સર્ન્સમાં એડવાઇસ દેવાનું, એક્સપર્ટ suggestions દેવાનું હોય છે. So his expert advice is used in the related manner. It may be related to finance, it may be related to HR, production, any area of business, right? If he is expert in it, then his intelligence and expertise knowledge is used for solving or for leading different type of people in one organization, or his expert advice is used for the related matters and maybe the problems related to it. So such kind of leader is considered to be the intellectual leader. Coming to the third one, it is the liberal leader. Now what does this liberal leader do? The name itself tells you that he permits the followers to do their job. That means he allows every person in the group to perform by their own. He does not interfere in any of the matters. He does not frame any policies or procedures for the followers. Rather, his follower is given the freedom to take up the work by their own, to take up the way of work by their own, and he does not exercise any kind of strict influence over the ફોલોવર્સ. તો લિબરલ લીડર છે, છૂટછાટ આપતો નેતા છે અથવા તો નેતૃત્વ રાખતો હોય એ પ્રકારનો વ્યક્તિ છે કે જ્યાં એ ફોલોવર્સને કમ્પ્લીટ ફ્રીડમ આપે છે ટુ ડુ ધેર વર્ક ઇન ધેર ઓન સ્ટાઇલ ઓર ઓન વે. Even he allows them to or he does not enforce any kind of policies or procedures on the followers, right? And moreover, he does not exercise any kind of influence or strictness over the followers. In fact, followers are given the complete freedom. This type of leader is said to be the liberal leader, right? Coming to the fourth one, it is about the democratic leader. Now what is this democratic leader all about? He is a person, or he acts to the wishes of the followers. That means whatever his followers want him to do, he acts exactly the same, and he does not, he most of the time he takes the opinions, views from the people or the co-workers, and then tries to check their opinions, views, and implement them into the action. That means he is ready to take up any kind of suggestion from the followers, right? then this type of leader does what the follower wants the leader to do. Very important point is this, that democratic leader is such a kind of leader who works for the people, by the people. That means he takes that or he thinks that the follow whatever the wishes of the follower is, or whatever the followers want to do, exactly the leader wants to do the same, right? So he frames the policies and procedures. Definitely he frames it, but he frames it according to the opinions of the majority of the followers. That means જે પણ majority of the followers ને જે પ્રકારની policy procedures અને way of work જોઈએ છે એમની પાસેથી suggestions opinions લઈ અને પછી પોલિસી અને પ્રોસિજર્સ ક્રાફ્ટ કરે છે પોતાનું કામનું અથવા તો પોતાના ડિપાર્ટમેન્ટનું. such kind of leader who provides the freedom to the people and he takes the views of the people and works accordingly. So he is such a kind of leader who acts according to the wishes of the followers. So that is what is said to be the democratic leader. The next type of leader comes up is known as institutional leader. Now what happens here? Then here the leaders exercise his power over his followers because of his position held in the organization. That means એનો જે પ્રકારનો હોદ્દો છે, પાવર છે, એ પ્રમાણે એ પાવરનો એક્સરસાઇઝ કરે છે. જે ફોલોવર્સ ઉપર જે પાવર લાદી શકાય છે, જે સત્તાનો અનુભવ કરાવડાવી શકાય છે, that he uses, right? Most of the time he uses the authority with which his post is listed. That means જે પ્રકારની એની પોસ્ટ છે એ પ્રમાણે, જે પ્રકારે એનો હોદ્દો છે, સ્ટેટસ છે, એ પ્રમાણે પોતાની ઓથોરિટીનો, પોતાની સત્તાનો પૂરેપૂરો ઉપયોગ કરે છે. So what he does at the end is that he controls all the activities of the followers in order to achieve the objectives. અહીંયા કોઈ પણ પ્રકારનું ફ્રીડમ છે કે કોઈ પણ પ્રકારની સત્તા છે એ ફોલોવર્સને આપવામાં નથી આવતી. પ્લસ વોટ એવર ધ એક્ટિવિટીઝ આર ટેકન અપ બાય ધ ફોલોવર્સ, હી કંટ્રોલ્સ ધોઝ એક્ટિવિટીઝ એન્ડ ટ્રાઇઝ ટુ સી દેટ the objectives are achieved by the employees for the organization. This is what is known as institutional leader, right? The next category is influencing leader. Now what is this influencing leader? Then we can say that he is one who influences his followers with his personality and persuades them to join him in doing a work. He is such a kind of person that he influences because of his personality. His personality is very charismatic, or maybe very soothing, or maybe very influencing. And that is why he can persuade the people to join him in doing a work. The personality is so magnetic, the personality is so effective that just with the help of personality એમના વ્યક્તિત્વથી જ લોકોને એની સાથે જોડાવાનું અને એની સાથે કામ કરવાનું મન થતું હોય છે. તો that is what is said to be the influencing leader. Next comes up is he loves and is loved by the followers. Very important point. Influencing leader ni khasiyat e છે કે he loves the followers. He always cares about the followers, and on the contrary the followers also loves the leader, right? Next comes up is the followers have confidence in him and follows him out of influence. Yes, the followers do have the complete confidence on such kind of leader and follows him out of influence, and whatever he says is the verdict, and accordingly they follow it because they are highly influenced by such kind of influencing leader. So that is what is all about the influencing leader. Coming up to the next, that is the seventh type, which is known as the paternal leader. Paternal leader is such a kind of person or an individual who has become the leader in place of his father as a leader and has a close relationship with his followers and comes to their rescue quite often. That means he is such a kind of leader જે એના કદાચ પિતાના સ્થાને એ લીડર તરીકે આવ્યો હોય, and he has got a close relationship જે ફોલોવર્સ છે જે ખરેખર એના ફાધરના ફોલોવર્સ હતા, પણ નાવ બિકોઝ હી હેઝ ટેકન હિઝ ફાધર્સ પ્લેસ, નાવ દે હેવ સ્ટાર્ટેડ following him. And many a times it has been seen like that, when father is coming up for the rescue of the kids, whenever they call upon, same way whenever the followers have any problems or when they faces any kind of challenge, then at that time he is ready to help, ready to rescue them from the problems. So he is like a problem shooter there, and he protects rather the employees for their interest, and like that he becomes a paternal leader, right? The next comes up is said to be the creative leader. Then he is such a kind of person, one who encourages his followers to suggest new ideas through thoughts or ways. So he always welcomes the new ideas from the followers. Maybe different ways of doing the job, doing the work is always appreciated and is always welcomed by him. So he is creative himself also, and he welcomes the creative ideas of the employees also. Sometimes he himself puts forward the new ideas. As I said, ઘણી બધી વખત આવી પ્રકારના લીડર હોય એ પોતાના ક્રિએટિવ આઈડિયાઝ છે, પોતાના સર્જનાત્મક જે સૂચનો છે એને અમલમાં મૂકતા હોય છે, and put forward so that they are accepted by the followers and then they are implemented. Next is he selects the new idea from the group without the personal bias. This is very important point, where he selects the new ideas from the different groups, right, without having any kind of personal bias or kind of personal prejudices. He selects the best idea of the followers and then tries to implement those ideas and makes the follower also to implement the same. So here we have checked out with few of the the styles of leader, or maybe the types of leader, under which we have checked out with the autocratic leader, intellectual leader, liberal leader, democratic leader, the institutional leader, influencing leader, maybe the paternal leader, or maybe the creative leader. So these are the types of leaders which we have to keep it in mind. Mind you, they are not considered to be the types of leadership. Types of leadership ત્રણ પ્રકારની છે: ઓટોક્રેટિક, ડેમોક્રેટિક અને ફ્રી રિંગ. જ્યારે ટાઈપ્સ ઓફ લીડર આ અને આનાથી ઘણા વિશેષ પ્રકારના હોઈ શકે. હિયર વી હેવ tried to see few of them, right? When we meet next, we'll be checking out with few more topics of leadership, right, wherein we may check with the, now what is left out are the two theories or maybe the models of leadership. Now one is considered to be Tenenbaum's leadership continuum or continuum of leadership by Tenenbaum and Schmidt, and the next one is Fiedler's contingency theory. Both are interesting theories of the leadership, in which we will come to know the different types of leadership other than autocratic, democratic and free reign style. એનાથી પણ વિશેષ ઘણી બધી સ્ટાઇલ્સ ઓફ લીડરશિપ છે એ કેવી રીતે કન્ટિન્યુઅસલી એક ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશનમાં ચાલે છે એવા મોડેલની વાત કરશું, અને કન્ટિન્જન્સી દેટ મીન્સ સિચ્યુએશનલ થિયરી કઈ રીતે વર્કઆઉટ કરે છે ફિડલરની, એની પણ વાત આપણે ફર્ધર લેક્ચર્સમાં કરશું. But I want you people to take down the notes of the running lectures, right? Whenever you are dealing with the video lectures, please see to it that you are noting down the points whichever are important, because few of the points are not available in your text. So as soon as you get your text, you will also come to know that few things are not present in the text but has been given in the form of notes here. So when you are checking the different slides, you can take down the points so as to have the complete notes for whatever is important from the examination point of view. એટલે તમારી પાસે એક વ્યવસ્થિત દરેક સબ્જેક્ટની નોટ હોવી જરૂરી છે. સ્પેશિયલી 2 more lectures and we'll be completing the first unit of BOM, right? તમારું જે બિઝનેસ ઓર્ગેનાઇઝેશન એન્ડ મેનેજમેન્ટ પાર્ટ 2 છે એનું ફર્સ્ટ યુનિટ આપણે વેરી સૂન વિલ બી ફિનિશિંગ વિથ 2 more lectures. સો આઈ વિશ દેટ તમારી પાસે આખા ચેપ્ટરને જે એને 2 ભાગમાં આપણે ડિવાઈડ કરેલા છે કે ડિરેક્શન અને ડિરેક્શનની અથવા ડિરેક્ટિંગ અને એની નીચે કેટલા એસ્પેક્ટ્સ આવે છે એની તમારી પાસે વ્યવસ્થિત એક ઇન્ડેક્સ હોય, વ્યવસ્થિત નોટ્સ હોય, રાઈટ, એના પોઈન્ટ્સ મેન્શન કરેલા હોય, સમરી હોય. એન્ડ ધ નેક્સ્ટ પાર્ટ ઇઝ લીડરશિપ. એ સેમ વે લીડરશિપ અને લીડરશિપના કનેક્ટેડ જેટલા કન્સેપ્ટ્સ છે એ પણ તમે વ્યવસ્થિત રીતે મૂકેલા હોય, સમરી બુક્સમાં હોય. સો વેન એવર યુ આર રેફરિંગ ધ વિડીયો લેક્ચર્સ, વેન યુ આર સિટિંગ વિથ યોર ટેક્સ્ટ બુક્સ, you will ultimately come to know that what you have learnt, what is important, and how you are going to write your answers, right? So as I told you, when we meet next, it will be the theories that will be dealing, continuum theory and the Fiedler's contingency theory or situational theory, right? So till we meet next, it's a bye from my side. Take care of yourselves. Thank you.